Hi guys, PJ here. Today we are working on a 2003 Mini and you guessed it, we are fitting a dash cam to the vehicle. Now I'm going to make this guide as quick as possible because the basics on a Mini to put this thing in the car so it switches on and off with the ignition are very straightforward. You've got a nice easy car to work on. Okay, so tools that you may need are something like a bojo tool, which is like a plastic leverage device there. It's a bit like a plastic scraper. Obviously you want to leave a plastic trim with something else plastic, not a metal screwdriver, because you'll damage the trim. Okay, so our camera is going to be mounted up on the top of the window screen in this sort of position next to your mirror. Yeah, now you only want sort of 4 or 5 inches popping down here, and you'll notice I've actually popped a cable tie around the cable and then electrical taped it. And all that's for is when you tuck it up underneath the headlining, if you hit a nice big pothole, it's not going to come falling down. You know, it just keeps the wire tucked up out of the way there, look, like so. The little thing here, this is an interference suppressor. Now basically that comes in the pack. You've probably bought a pack like one of these, a fitting kit pack. Now a suppressor, basically it just opens up and then you wrap your power cable around it. If you've got DAB radio, it will stop any interference or go a long way to help stop interference. So it's basically just a cylinder. We've got 2 clips on it. You just open it up, put your cable through it, loop it round and out the other side, and that is what the little thing is on the end of the power cable. Okay, you don't use your camera's power cable, you use one of these kits that you can get from Nextbase website or eBay, Amazon, etc. Back onto your power cable routing. Come along the top of your window screen, tucking it in behind here. Put yourself another couple of little, cable ties or something else to thicken the wire out a bit so that it will stay put. Like I say, you don't want to be driving along into a pothole and then it fall down in front of you. There you go. When you're pulling at your headlining, just bear in mind it's only made of sort of a felt cardboard material. You don't have to go at it like a bull in a china shop. You can just literally just flex it, look. Nice and easily. Don't yank it down because it will crack and look a right mess. Follow the cable along until you get to sort of here, and then you're going to need to get it under this joint here. Okay, now there's an easy way of doing this. This rubber trim on the edge here, you can pull it off. So if you open your car door like so, grab hold of your trim. Just be a bit careful here guys, because it's very windy at the moment. I don't want the door shutting on my hand. Something for you guys to bear in mind. Pull your trim up all the way. There you go. Now you can get behind it until you get to the top corner, look. Pop your cable behind and down, nice and easy, all the way down the edge. Put your trim back on. Just make sure it tucks under where the little screen pillar and sort of thing is here. So pop your trim back in. And when you get down to this area, this panel here on the side of the dash comes off. And this is where you use your bojo tool. Just quite literally, get it down the edge and pop. Comes off ever so easily, look. There we go. Nice big 13mm bolt there for an earth point. So get your black wire that comes with the kit. I've just taped up the excess cable in there, look, that we don't need. And then you've got a power wire and an earth wire, look, 2 wires. Black, you see that there? I've put behind the bolt. So basically take the 13mm bolt out, put a washer on it, put a ring clip on it, and then put another washer on it. Pop it back in, make sure it's tight. Don't worry, your dashboard won't go anywhere. There is another bolt holding it up here, look. Then you got your power cable, the red cable, yeah? Run your red cable down here, all the way down until you get to about here somewhere. And basically you can just flex that forward. If you pull your cover off, your fuse box cover, again you might want to use your little bojo tool. Open that up and basically feed it through so it goes down here and pops out the other side and onto the fuse box. And there we go. This is a fuse spur. You can buy these from Amazon or car accessory shops, and all that is basically the ability to put 2 fuses into 1 fuse holder slot, like so. Yeah. So we've got 2 5 amps at the top here. I've taken one out because it was an ignition switch. We tested that using a multimeter, and then you pop it in and double up. So 1 fuse runs your camera, and 1 fuse runs the original ignition switch circuit. Okay, now these fuse spurs, which come with a little connector on the end, and they come in the pack, they come in the fitting kit that you buy. Very useful bit of kit. You don't have to do any soldering or anything. So all you're going to need to do is get a multimeter or one of them little screwdrivers with a light on the end of it, and basically test each fuse with the ignition off to make sure there's no voltage showing. Like I say, on this particular car I had two 5 amps up here. Both of them were an accessory circuit, both of them went on and off with the ignition. Okay, so if you've got a screwdriver with a light in the end of it, obviously when you turn your ignition on, you want the bulb to light up to show that there's power going to it. Likewise, you want the bulb to go off when you turn the ignition off. Only use accessory circuits. Do not use anything for ABS, ECU, airbags or anything like that. You must use accessory fuses, non-important, which is what I've done at the top here. Your fuse box specification might vary somewhat because obviously it depends on year and spec, but like I say, two 5 amps at the top on the first row of this fuse box were ignition switched. Reassemble your dashboard back together again. With your camera in position, put your ignition on and make sure, let me just get the ignition on, there we go. Make sure it powers up as you'd expect. Don't forget to put your memory card in. And there we go, camera comes on as expected, job done. You have successfully fitted your camera to an ignition switch in your Mini. If you've got any questions, please pop them in the comments below, and thank you very much for watching. Goodbye for now.